We can start this all over again. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's start all over again. Welcome to D for Play. Man, at least you can get the music. Here, let's do the music again. Here we go. Welcome to D for Play. This is Johan and I am Bender. I play Catnap. Johan is my avatar. We play Pax Dei. If you have just joined us, you just missed the first few minutes of what an update will do. Is it doing anything else? I don't have any desktop audio. Okay, let's do that. My goodness, this was actually just working a minute ago. I swear it was. I swear it was. Desktop audio. What it did is it swapped my monitors. That's what it did. There you go. Wow. Am I too loud? You can tell me. You can tell me the truth. No one's watching anyway at this moment. My goodness. We are at 5 minutes after. Do we have it together yet? Where else? Use device timestamps. Okay, this still has a screen. Right, so it just corrected my monitor on the one I decided to use. There's the last. Okay, so good. Good, very nice. Very nice. Don't we feel better now? Oh, I do. Oh, I feel better. There you go, there you go. Very nice. Very nice. Bloody hell. You know, PCs are fun. You know. They're all different. Spire also mentioned the day before that, which I remembered, because I read this stuff. I remember, you know, what is it? John Coppa head there. You know, Copper Knob. Mr. John Copper Knob. Yeah, I get vicious, but you'd love me as a pastor. Anyway, what do you think I'm here for? You know, they start churches. Oh, there was a very successful church in Second Life. They were fake, but people threw money into them. Oh my goodness, it was so sad to watch. Lots of yeah, man. Talk about getting marginalized. Oh, you can be a quiet Christian amongst the Europeans in Pax Dei. But once you're an open Christian amongst the you had a large European population in Pax Dei when we first kicked off. We went to Labadan, and there were people with big Christian crosses everywhere. And then I went over to the European server, which was there was one. Just one at the time, right? Wasn't there? I think there was one. Well, there's only one I found. Maybe there was two. Maybe there was an RP and a not RP. I'm a botanist. Look at that. Reeds. I've already made money off reeds. I made the bycatch. Someone was complaining about things being stuck together. Intermingled. You know, like your peas next to your mashed potatoes. Which is good with butter. Both of them. I learned to live. I was a small plate child. No, I'm not. It's just, you know, sometimes you got peas in your potatoes and you're like, wow, what was that? I just had an experience. Anyway. So, come on, you can do it. So, yeah, right. There was a lot of people. But then you go over to Europe, and I also found in Lavda. Because... well, that's a real place. And that's something I'm going to get into because, well, you know, I'm going to have some fun. Do some short videos, things like that. I got to do it. I mean, before I was about, you know, promote. Don't hurt. Don't hurt Pax Dei. We'll see, you know, how this frickin' omelet turns out. Sheaf bearer. My goodness. I made I can explain. Before I explain. It's the bold before the bold. Here, let's go here. We can do a few things. Sheaf bearer. Botanist. Wasn't there something else? I made 50 gold in a minute. I thought there was something else. I thought there was some, maybe, because I was picking. Well, okay, 50 gold is pretty excessive for 1 minute of pulling reeds. But I did it, man. Whatever it meant, I did it. Want to view it? Let's view it. So, I don't want to view it anymore. Herb, I think it was herb picker I got. I got that earlier, I think. I mean, I believe. And it gave me the 5 little thing. Then the botanist, gather 1,000 plants. And sheaf bearer, gather 1,000 fiber plants. Barley, reeds, flax, or cotton. Wow. And I thought I got bird botherer just a minute ago, which is that grace. No, that's the daily. A recipe unlocked for, maybe they flipped something. So we went through the new clan members, and we gave people the different ranks we have now. Of course, most of them are elders, since there's only a villager and whatever that new thing is. So, right, it doesn't say. It says received, accepted, removed. Goes all the way through the history, right? And you can keep up on your stuff. Isn't it cool? It is so cool. Right. So why are we picking up reeds? Well, we're going to meet Lou Reed, and I just want to be proper. On the dirty boulevard, we're picking reeds. I was shooting birds. That's pretty satisfying. Johan's getting a little bit better. Yeah, one at a time. You know, those darn birds, they're pretty hair trigger. When I wanted any different, okay, it's a bit of a thrill. You know, running into some birds with a spear. With a sword, not such a thrill. Because if you run up in there, because you're like, I'm out of arrows, but I defy you, right? And you can do it. And I don't know if things are slow. Any more of you feathered friends? But with a spear, you'll get one. You could get 2 if you get in there and you hit it. I don't have one on me right now. I can make a pointy stick. I could do that. No, I want to get more clay though. We're going to chase them off. Because there's wood in here. Now you see how long they hang on the ground? So you can nail one. Man, you can always like shoot one with a bow if you can like do it walking in, then whip out the spear and get another one. Getting close enough with your first 2 bows. Clay. Someone said sand looks funny as something. I don't think. Everybody says funny as hell. Don't they? Oops, I needed 5 of that. Everybody says funny as hell. I imagine what people say, you know, and I don't see funny as hell. That doesn't turn into a picture I can use. It's just as simple as that. It's not even a matter of opinion. It's just, no, hell doesn't sound funny. But they always say, oh, it's funny as hell to this. And they actually mention something that's, I guess, a little bit humorously frustrating. Well, give us an example. Well, the birds. I believe they believed that all the animals were gone. They'd all despawned. And then they went off and got some goats. And Ooh, we might as well catch up on a couple things. Just, what people are saying. I am not a Marxist. That's what you have to say. That was from me yesterday. What's up, Retz? What's up? My clan common house is turning out pretty pimpola. It's interesting to move forward with that. Now I just need more active clan members to enjoy it. I'm not. If you want to join my clan, that's just because you want a clan that doesn't bother you. Yeah, retaining members is difficult in Pax Dei. Yes. Good evening, Epiousios. How are you this fine night and all that? Working on an archery parkour event. Very nice of you to do that. It will be fun, I have no doubt. Good evening, Animal. How are things? These are people I see every time I'm on. And several more. You're a cheap raisin, LOL. I mean that as a compliment, of course. All good. Archery parkour sounds great to hear about it. Good evening, Retz. Wunderbar, right? So, there's some... I just got to get rid of that thing out here. So... Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Where we are on archery. So, last time, we are with Dana. That we... Yeah, I scare the birds when I'm in here. Unless someone's hunting them, but I think it's just me scaring them. I do have neighbors who come by on the hunt. This is a game-rich yard. Look at all this reed I picked. Come on. Robin Leach. Lifestyles of the well-readed and fame... Well, not famous. So have hope. If you have Windows 11, have hope. Maybe this update's really good. Another thing Spire had mentioned just the day before is how DirectX 12, if you know what this is, good for you. A lot of it goes under the line now. It used to be something you had to personally download. Up to 10, 9, I don't know. We've been through them all, haven't we? I mean, shoot, them all. And they're just a thing. It's all shaders. You'll see this thumbnail a guy made if you're on YouTube, and they'll say, what happened, or the decline, or, whatever the MMO. And they show an MMO with an avatar who's butt ugly from behind, no matter what it is, and it's just a plain landscape. And then they show the Witcher scene in the middle, and then they go back to another game where it's just a naked, landscape and an avatar from behind. And they have years. One's early, one's like last year, one's now. That Witcher scene does not exist. That's a demo on a game engine. And we've seen demos on game engines. So I'm really not into people who misrepresent to get people to click, because a lot of people just take those ideas a bit authoritatively, and they're not. They're very foolish, and they've been catfished into thinking something is true, and it's often a convenient truth. You know what I mean? That, yeah, that's what I want to feel, and so I just found out someone else who feels it. Well, that Witcher game will never exist, ever. The game engine was, losing its chrome, pumping out that. So whatever. It's just not going to happen. Now, well, maybe in the future, I got to make straw without any experience. Well, here we go. It's going to be needed. So, the DirectX 12 is 11 years old now. There's another reason why you might not have heard of it. There wasn't much reason. It was just in your package. And what is DirectX? Well, we could look up that sometime. I'm not going to try to expound on what my limited idea of what it is. I'll tell you that much. I can avoid that. I mean, I haven't... Yeah, back when we used to have to go somewhere and get it, you would read what it was. That's for sure. You would read what it was, and they would say, hey, this is great, isn't this great? But things were very simple back then. Most of what you read about anything was in the About tab. And then you could go to the site from a link from there. And of course you would, wouldn't you? Just like you read the N-License User Agreement. I've read a lot of those. They're basically all the same. Except when they're not. Well, shoot. What are EULAs all about, right? They're telling you that you don't own the software on your computer, and they would expect that you honor this deal by not messing with it, right? You might notice Steam lets you look at your files. Go ahead, change them. They kill hackers so fast on Steam. In fact, they're rather nasty to them. And I love Steam for that. If I could love any, game distribution point. I mean, Epic has had the same UI as Alibris. If you ever look up books, rare books, go to Alibris, and you'd be like, how do you even use this? Yeah, you got to be desperate. And who's desperate for a book? Yeah, only certain people can understand that. Desperate. Okay. The bad news is, yes, only level 20. And we don't have the finer things yet. We got to get up to level 30 and stuff like that. And that comes with, getting the things that I require. Wrought iron. We do have a bit around that. And I got to get Morty up to that level. It'd be quite a waste to have Johan dig into that. Now, we got rid of our normal forge, which is a bummer. You get so used to it. And then you kind of go to this cookie oven here, this little easy bake oven you got right here. And it's quite different, isn't it? Of course, you don't have that. It's different. It's just worse. Now, furnace parts, of course, which is right there, and forge parts. So Johan is right there. Getting boiled leather back online's a deal. We have lots of limestone and stuff like that. We have the ability. Running up a few candles is a great way to go. But right here, here's the easy stuff. And that's just to knock us up there. Now, one thing for anybody new watching this, if I just made a bunch of iron spikes and went up to the next couple levels and would probably, decrease the difficulty. It would go from easy, it would drop to easy, excuse me. It would go from very easy to trivial. The thing is, all of these are going to go trivial. That's how it does it. These two will go easy. These guys up to a distance. I forget exactly where it stops. It will go to very easy, but not wrought iron bar, perhaps. You know what I mean? It goes in steps like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I try to get the best I can out of things. I get that. It's the best. You gotta have the best. So. Do 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 do. That's like when you come over here. It's like, oh, I got to make planks again. You can't always be making the fine things, but I am going to be. I got to be knocking these out to get the carpentry up. There are people who will tell you there are different ways to move up in carpentry, and that is true. You can do it with sand, turning stone to sand. And, well, you need sand a lot at one point. Okay, you can just get stone, you're going to get sand. If you have all this stone sitting around, and you're like, I don't want to build a castle, but you need to get the sand to get glass. And it might have been counterintuitive at first, going, well, where do I get sand? I don't see any beaches, right? And but then you start mining, and of course you just end up with lots of it. And you think you have a lot of it until you start making glass. Yeah, once you start making glass, tiny, small, and then later larger, and then maybe big gulps. You know, you got those big gulps. But this is already trivial. You might think, oh man, I worked so hard to get there. And then the last thing you have is the long, fine wood stock to get anything out of. And so that just really tanks a lot of it. You can go a long way with a fine wood beam. You can go a ways, but not that far. We will stalk you. Not stalk like you stalk a grocery store, not stalking. Just creepy. Alright. Of course I'm out of room. That's one of the, if you want to know what you'll be consuming the most time in Pax Dei, you're looking at it. Right, I need to make more straw. We're gonna round, get around, I get around, yeah, get around, ooh, I get around, I get around. Oh. Okay. See what I mean? Well, if you're more organized, well, stuff shifts around. You got the atom shift. Never heard of that? Me neither. I heard he was censured. Just a little more. But we're going somewhere else. Now, when you think to yourself, oh, by the way, I need this. I need 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I need. Just in case. Just in case. There you go. That's why I need the extra space, right? Got this for the extra. And that won't make enough. It won't. We'll see what the failure rate is. Now, when you do these wonderful new toys we have. What are you talking about? That's right. That's right. Some targeting. There's archery parkour, right? Archery parkour. There's one drawback to archery parkour. If you use anything more expensive than a wood arrow. Wood arrows you can make right off the ground. Like, what are you talking about? Well, as you know, you must know, because we've told you, you can have a wall-mounted archery target and a standing archery target. They take 400 straw, a bit of linen, a bit of bronze, and a bit of plank. And we'll be getting those things together. But rough bow staves is where we are now. We've got to make enough of those just to drive ourselves crazy. But I'm going to pack this. Do we have enough room? No. I just knew that. I knew that too already. Hold up. Oh, ooh, ah. Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, wing, bang, walla, walla, ding, dang. Oops. Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, wing, wing, walla, ding, ding. No, I don't need that. I just lied to myself. I need this. So I need to make the most I can out of this. And then we're going to be looking at arrow shafts, basically. Straightening out some bird feathers and other things like that. Now, this isn't Johan's primary thing, but he needs to pitch in on the making of goods. And everybody does. Or you're not going to get anywhere. And then it won't get done. It won't get done because people will be tired of it, right? Keeping people in a clan. Wild, do you want to know? I'll let you think about it. Keeping people in a clan might seem to be the challenge. Well, unfortunately, the challenge is Pax Dei. That's what it truly is. And while some might recoil at that, what do you mean? It's Pax Dei. Well, you see, right now, well, it's like they said, it's not enough not to be a racist. You need to be against it. Well, it actually is enough to not be a racist. And I am against it. I can only speak personally for myself. So that's not a feature, but when I hear that, oh, it's not enough just to not be racist, no, there's what? To be against it actively is what they're talking about. Not like, oh, of course you're against it, but you're supposed to be like, against it. You, all of you, and okay, well, maybe if there was some kind of heavy movement toward, no, we want to eradicate that. And then you find out the people who are yelling we're against racism are putting millions of dollars to be sure it stays around. I'm not a racist, and I didn't grow up a racist, and because I'm white, I'm not a racist. But it's the most ridiculous thing, and it's like the German guy, False Incarnate, being a snob about English. Why doesn't he speak German in Discord? Well, everybody speaks English, and so why is he up against people who he doesn't like how they use English? It's very interesting. Union and united are not the same thing. The European Union is not like the United States of America at all. They're extremely. They're as far apart as Saudi Arabia is from Iran. Literally. It's just as far. And there are things that are closer. European Union. Let me think. Soviet Union. The Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, right? 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 There's a union. We're united. We're not the Union States of America. We're united. What do we have? Wait, wow, do you want outside? Smug house cats. I hunted for snacks and I got some. Yes, you did. But in the United States of America, people, there's plenty of people who say, I do not want to keep my accent. I want to sound like an everyday American. That's right. We have Germans who come up here to Alaska. They're very famous up here. And I used to see them in the oil industry and welding. And, I saw them there, but what was important was I saw them fishing up here. We have a massive fishing tourism industry here for the salmon. Very large salmon. And, there's a lot of tension about it. You can become quite an environmentalist over it if you'd like to. It's actually doing very well without environmentalist entrapments. But we'd like to keep it that way. There we go. Where are we now? Yes. So, you'll meet these German guys, and they'll just be like, oh, these tennis shoes, they're very nice, I'm like, the tennis shoes on your feet? Yes, I got them at the store. And I'm like, okay, so I got this German guy, Northern European person, probably just a, straight just accent, and it's not a light accent, and they're talking about their tennis shoes, and their tennis shoes are Adidas. I'm like, what is this? Why do I have this guy talking about their own shoes? I mean, because they're German tourists. and you see them fishing. You're like, okay, because they're, you got felt shoes on, you got wading shoes on, and they're out there. They're talking about their shoes. They're Adidas, and it's like you came to Anchorage and bought Adidas because you're like, yeah, it's like, I guess Pumas are German, maybe also. I can't remember. Makes sense, but it's you're talking about your shoes, and you have a German accent. I'd be like, oh, you from Germany? It's part of the conversation. They're like, oh, you can tell. I'm like, what is up with these people? More than 20 years up here. More than 20 years up here, and it's the same over and over, and it's the only Germans who do that. Everybody else has an accent. The Germans want to sound English, and they don't. They never, ever do. Never, ever, 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 ever lose their accent. And it's always just, yeah, I mean, you're hanging out with the guys at the bar and you have a beer and you meet a couple guys who are, whether, I don't think it's mostly guys who come up fishing. I'm trying to think if I ever met a German female up here. Not that didn't live here already. Russian females, German females, Hawaiian females, and their husbands. Actually, the Russians are single and they own land, but it's not my kind of single. Anyway, here we go. Man, are we gonna bounce? This is the labor of love. You have to get the most because you have to make so many of these. It's absolutely amazing. There's the last of this part. Now, I like these new additions. They're a little bit, you get up here going, well, I'm just going to make some, I already have enough rough bowstring. The coarse wood bow I don't want to have anything to do with. Bronze tip arrows are very interesting at this point, are they not? Because they do a couple things for me, don't they? I already have this, I already have these, and all I need is bronze. Now, anybody who's experienced playing Pax Dei, and I don't even know if you'd have any fun watching this business, but it's what it's all about. You do the hokey pokey. Get rid of you. Oh, I gotta get more feathers, don't I? Oh, yes. Keep some of this around just because it's handy. I have a whole crate full of it, but just keep it on hand. I know, the details. Let's expound upon them. Did I put in arrow tips with the arrows themselves? Did I put some in here? No, come on. I'm having basket warfare. There you go. I was in the wrong place anyway. It's the bonus. It's a bonus. So, you have plenty of bronze arrows. You're going to go through them. And then they're not going to be worth anything to make for anybody. You know what I mean? What stops me from making anything? If I don't need it, if it's not being called upon for any recipe, construction, of course. If it's mastered, I stop making it. Or try to avoid, well, you can't really avoid making things. If you need it, you need it. But I'm not going to make a bunch going, oh, I'll make extra. If I'm mastered on something, I'll make as much as I need. And I'll exhaust it. I won't have a case of it anywhere, so to speak. Anything that's a product of that. Well, I'll be using it up if I have a case of it somewhere. Of course, I might have made a case just to master it. So there you go. Wow, the dogma. Oh, really? I gotta watch Craft All, man. Especially on easy. It's a lie. Bucky, you want out? Now you might be thinking to yourself, 40 minutes into this, and if you are here 40 minutes into this, YouTube believes nobody watches anything past 12 minutes. I thought it was just me. It's actually, that's YouTube in general. The average viewing time, high viewing time, is 12 minutes. And I'm like, high? I mean, when I first was seeing it, I was like, well, what they were saying, I was like, just pep talk, right? Yay, yay. I'm like, well, maybe it's a good minimum. At least they're watching that long. And then as time goes by, and you get access to more features. And, they just enrichen their details. More on the inside. Maybe a bit more base. You know what I mean? A bit more based upon reality instead of promotion, right? Keeping you enthusiastic. But once you're going along, they figure, okay, you're in for the long run. Here's the real poop. Yeah, 12 minutes, man. That's all you're getting. And I think to myself, that can't be true. That can't be true. I watch all sorts of things for an hour. I mean, if I told you what I watched for an hour, you would love me that much more. I swear. And you don't even love me now, but you would yet love me more. And you would love yourself more, I'm sure. I think you could look up what I'm subscribed to. But there are lots of things I have viewed for the whole time they hoped I would. If you get my gist. Now, why would we sit here watching you craft bronze-tipped arrows? Because I'm grateful. That's why. And I talk about all sorts of things. Pax Dei. Someone put a little note on Discord just a moment ago, and it might have been a day, but they were like, "This is still a dead game or a boring game, whatever." Boring game. They called it a boring game. And this guy put up the Dave Chappelle. It used to be the Orange Skins, but when Dave Chappelle is giving an artistic view of a crack smoker, someone who smokes crack cocaine, his famous character there, and he has him going, huh, and everything, and it says dopamine. And that's you've heard, if you've listened to me in the past, and right now, this is a non-dopamine experience. You are not going to get your dopamine kick from Pax Dei if you've worked it. If you've worked it and worked it and worked it, it will take a while for you to start feeling the rewards of this experience. What, wasting out dang time? No, having a place to return to that's yours. Things in familiar places where you put them. Your problems are your problems. You solve your problems. You didn't know what you were doing, and so you built this structure, you placed your crafting benches, and man, things are difficult to get to. You're in control. You're in control of moving all that. Well, it's a pain. Well, it's a bigger pain if you can't. It's a bigger pain. No one ever tells you, come over and see my house when everybody has the same house. And that's what it was like even as far back as Second Life, when they gave common housing to folks who weren't into building. They just wanted a place where they could put their stuff, but they didn't want to build. And they gave them small, minimal lots with a little yard. They were very small. They were very small. But that's all you needed. I think these plots are just as large. I think they are. Maybe it was 125 square meters. Whoa. I'd have to find a way to measure these. I'd have to estimate that the blocks are square meters. Let's just estimate that. And I haven't seen it for a while, and I can't remember how many fit in a circle. But there you go. Bob's your uncle. Perhaps. Just a few more. Just a few more pointy things, my lord. So, dopamine. Now, with the idea that Windows 11 may improve things when it comes to things talking, things working, things communicating, that'd be good. Hopefully, what it really does, I don't know what it'll do. I don't know what Spire actually meant by what he said, because he didn't categorize what they hoped it would do. They just were expecting something good. Something good is going to happen. And yeah, I believe it. Microsoft took a lot of hits for being pretty, well, not consumer friendly. Well, it's their thing. Yeah, it's ours. Yeah. Nobody else has a choice. And people do. They want to use other operating systems. Like the guy's like, I used to get on with this virtual system, But next time, it's been a while. This time when I try to get on with it, it gave me a message that said we no longer allow these virtual operating systems. Anybody know a way around it? And I was like, well, hold it. You have the answer right before you. That's it. That's it. They're not secure enough. And people want to use them because they're cheap, but then they get used to that cheap computer and do a few bank things and a few billing things, and then they get bit. And you will. Because hackers, they'll just hack you and dump you. Yeah, you don't have anything they want, so they'll just trash your system. If you've never experienced this, well, praise the Lord, I say. Ooh, there's a lot of arrows. And, well, why? Well, we're going to go to the Flint. Everybody's got to get up their kicks. I'm only on level 5 with Johan. And these arrows are more accurate. They're more accurate, they fly better. Well, they're so expensive. You got to make it anyway. You do. You have to make them anyway, man. This is reality. Nah. Well, you could just stick with wood ones. And you can go a long way with wood. That's right. But you won't have the knockdown power on the pheasant, right? Unless you're a high level archer. I think on level 10 you can take pheasant down. I think. And that's another thing we're going to check out. Well, not pheasant, no. Or not that about pheasant. Other things. No, stop. Oh, there's not enough room. Okay, well. I will transfer, I'll transfer stuff from here to there. I will transfer, I'll transfer. I wonder about that redeeming qubit. No, not you. You. Yes. It's all making sense now. Don't take more than 50, man. You'll just get bored. I need feathers now. See, now you've developed need. Now I haven't moved up anywhere. Bronze tip, fine coarse wood bow, don't need that. These are going to be not difficult. I did start kicking out glue. Now, I could just say, hey, you made glue, I'm going to use it. And you're like, where did all my glue go? That's not good in a clan. Unless they're like, hey, I got plenty of glue. And you're like, great. As soon as I use their glue, they're going to say, hey, man, you're using a lot of glue. That could, yeah, what, you never experienced that? Come on. People are fickle. Even if they're, in Christ, they still are very human. So you got you. And Johan, are you anywhere near glue? Glue from bones. Now I can do glue from hooves, and that's good. What's the low one? Of course you get hooves a lot slower than you get bones. You got a couple cases of bones before you start getting hooves. But you get them from the stags. You used to just get them from deer, but then they added goats, and then the hooves showed up with the goats. But you used to get them with boar before that. The times of, the times they are changing. Oh, by the way, there's something very important I have to tell you. You might not have heard it before, and I have to. Am I really down to a pointy stick? Okay. Oh. Damn it. Do I have a bronze one? Well, not a great sword. I know I have one somewhere. Oh, every individual has to make one. And I usually don't bother people with the broadsword because of something. Here's a two-handed spear. I can't use it yet. I thought we had a two-handed bronze. What have I... Oh, I got the barrel out here. Is it all tools? There you go. Jiminy Christmas. The baskets. The basket case. watch it. Anyway, water. Zevasa. Oh no. Okay, so I have German family. And I've listened my whole life to German fears. So the fact that there's someone going, "Oh, your English sounds funny, yeah, yeah." There's this guy, Hans. He was smart. But he took all his language in Latin. And I just made the joke. Because it's just a joke. Basically, there's so much of the world's language that's based on Latin, Spanish, other things. A lot of the American English is based on German. They might get the misconception that we therefore speak the same things. No, we don't say Geradehaus. We don't say Reichs, and links. We say right, left, and straight. We don't say those things, you know. Mutter, we say mother. Mother. So, you know, whatever. And that's what, False Incarnate has up there. Kulu. Their culo. They have a culo full of needing not to sound German. And I can see why you would not want to sound German. Just saying. So I don't hold it against them, but when they hold it against me, and they're xenophobic against me, oh, that's just too German, isn't it? I mean, really, you could talk to my family. Well, we actually, that's my father's side. The Benders. It comes with a plural. Alright. So. Yes. We need to do great and wonderful things. Let's go make as much as this we can. Well, you can't just run out of the woods all day. And if you do, cool. We're even going to see if this stream shows up. You know? I might knock off at an hour. Just so I don't, bore you poor people to death. There's other things I saw in Discord. Just today. If you don't take a brief look, I mean, just like the chat. Look, when I brought up the chat, I could still see. I know I got it on Craft All, but right up here was my chat from yesterday. I mean, it's gone, but you can go back and see proof that I was streaming yesterday. I put that. I recorded that in my stream. Maybe that's why they blocked me. I'm not a Marxist. Interesting. Maybe that's what they did. Must not be a Marxist. Remark with invite. I am not a Marxist. Right? Maybe that's why YouTube, Google, Alphabet, now poorer than Elon Musk. I thought Elon Musk followed me on X. Did I tell you that? I was like, wow. Well, I mean, the amount of viewers on this person who calls themselves Elon Musk. Oh, my son pointed it out. I hadn't looked yet. It wasn't Elon Musk. I took a lot of tension off. I'll tell you that. I was like, woo! Oh, wow, what am I going to do with this guy? What if he says, yeah, you're just some kind of tool? Hey, Elon! Oh no, Elon called me a tool. Alright, so speaking of tools, we gotta go find some pigs. We gotta check our skills. That's not important. What? Shields. I only have a few points until I get to level 10 in shields. So, I heard something. Because I've spoken of this before. And you know I have. No, I'm not going to get rid of it. I'm just going to use... Because you can't use it with the other. Let's go find some piggies. They out here. They out here waiting for Johan's love. We gotta... Yeah, I know. I'm in the middle of doing things. Come on, gonna make glue all night? Get a little bone glue. I'll go back. I'll make a little hoof glue. I'm not gonna get more hoofs from the pigs. We used to get cotton from the pigs too. You'd have to look on the ground for these little white dots. I mean, you can see them. There's not much else white. But there was a lot more foliage back then. They got rid of a whole bunch of foliage. They might have thickened it up a little, or maybe added a variety. Yes. Left-handed would be nice. That'd be pretty inclusive. I mean, I would, man, if mainframe would turn away, vaya con Dios, mainframe, if they would turn away from the worship of false gods. What do you mean they don't worship them? They just use them as names. It's all just a bunch of fun and story time stuff. Whatever. Look at the rays of moonlight. I am so proud of my 6750 RTX AMD. It is so nice. It was not too expensive years ago when they released it. I bought it when they released it. Did somebody get all the pigs? There's some up here. Hold it. No? There you guys are. Yeah, we ought to be able to get a good run on with these. Better eat some sausage there. We make no wine before it's time. Yeah. Now, hold on, is this a two-handed? I need a two-handed. Okay. Johan, dang it. Let's go. The whole point is to have a two-handed. None of you pigs bug. Well, don't, dang it. Sometimes, like, getting home from the, never mind. I used to love, when I lived, in Fort Meade, Maryland, a long time ago. And we'd go down to Georgetown. You could bump into some poles. The thing is, the poles were covered with staples, so you didn't want to bump into poles. We need a two-handed. Do we have a two-handed? I make a habit of not running around my place. I do. I really, that whole, when I end up doing it, or I just happen to hit the button, please. Yes. Yes. Satisfied. I knew I had some. Getting kind of crowded in there. Alright, yo. Switcheroo, huh? Let's go back and get those pigs. And if I could, you know that I would fly away with you. Crystal Gale. Didn't you know she was a baritone? Yeah, that is Crystal Gale, isn't it? I'll look that up. And if I could, you know that I would fly. Oh, wow, I know. Well, I don't want to start yelling in this room, and I didn't have enough air to carry that. Away with you. Now, that's a block right here. Right? No, not you. You. No, not you. You. I don't know. Now, okay, you only get so much for blocking. It's not like you get a continual I see no evidence of a, like the more I let them block me, the more I'll get. Now, the news was, let me clean these guys up. Not yet. The news was, to me, 1096, has it changed? 1096. Get these two and see if it changes. Come here, you sausages. You galloping sausages. See, there's a block. It should have worked, right? I should get something. Should get something. There's another. Well, just in case. I like that. The double. Double. I had on two, so I was. Never mind. Sorry, Ice Cube. So now I know. When you are blocking with a two-handed weapon, you get no shield skills. I just hadn't checked it out yet. I didn't really care. But I did notice. I noticed. And then in Discord, I wish I could give him credit. You can look today. I wanted to give him credit. But they did answer someone's question. I was like, I've been wondering that. But I didn't think of it. I had thought about it. But can't remember. I get the impression that we're dealing with a female. Yes. So, there you go. We'll come out and get the full. No, not that. Meal deal. Or how much do we get from blocking? Man, we don't get that much. There's a couple more up here. I gotta come out here and get metal. I've got to put metal in the furnace. There's all sorts of things. People talk about workflow. Oh, I gotta make sure. Well, no, I get out and chop wood. Keep a few things going. But I got a lot of people to check in with. And sometimes I just want to get on and do some hunting. See if I can level up something. Or I have a question that I want to answer, right? And I don't always have a person that's in the right position. So I got to look at my little magazine of puppets. Oi, oi, oi. 85 degrees in Alaska today. All our igloos melted. It was a travesty. Did you read about it on the news? Now, during the summer, most of us keep our igloos in our ice coolers. You're safe. Where's the pigs? Gonna go donut shop. I'm sorry to anybody in the law enforcement out there. Used to be a joke. Ever been pinched by the fuzz? Because we used to call police the fuzz. She's like, no, but I've been slung around by there's a punk rock group called the Tits. And she says she was slung around by them. But she'd never been pinched by the fuzz. Who are the police? We had great jokes when I was a kid. Bump, 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 bump. I'll take anybody, man. Bunnies. You don't get any shield work with these guys, though. I don't have any room for you. I'm sorry. I had marked a couple places where there's plenty of boar, and they usually just run around until they yell at you. Which they do. There's a spot up here that has a couple or more. As there always is when you run up a hill and you're then out of stamina. Is that... I don't think I can make it up that one. And that one's right there, just in case I was silly enough to try the other one. Yeah, as you can see, this one's difficult enough. There you go. Come here, kids. Yay. You too. Come on. I need a new hit. I need a fresh hit. Oh, I tried to pick up a rock. It's a rock. You know, Elmo was really pissed about Chloe's rock. I don't think he would have gotten along with Pinky's sister at all. So what did I get? You don't count your money while you're sitting at the table. See? There you go. Success. Success. Successful results. Let's get up to 10. And call it a night. I'm going to go on and do other things. I'd love to hang out with you guys. I just don't think I'm hanging out with anybody. And I'm going to make sure I actually have a stream running. And I'll feel, once again, rather empty having talked to myself all night. You look funny. You got a... Are we on a boulder? Yeah, I guess there's that lump in the ground. I think that's texture, though. That's texture. So, why is he crooked? Yeah, come here. Where are you? Whoa. Whoa. I just heard you in stereo. Wow. Like that? Dang it, missed. I do the 3 hits and get hit. And I don't get to brag that I have more hit points than I expected. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? You don't count. Yeah, I'm gonna get mugged by boars. That's why I'm singing this song. You don't count your money while you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough to count it when the boars are done. Now, I just need to... I need to cut my keyboard in half, a keyboard in half, and then plug it in and have it over here. Now, I do wonder, I'd love to get experience for getting hits. Then I can just get here and stack up. Now, it should be obvious whether I succeeded in receiving more experience from doing this than I did by fighting 2. Oh, he still got me. Bad timing. Because that was a question in the past, too. That seems to be a lot. So let's just do 1. 234. Where are you, kiddo? Getting yourself up at levels in the spears. You might be in a hurry to go to a sword, which is fine. Get to a sword. Get to level 10 on the sword so you can get iron swords, right? That's what you need to do. But don't, yeah, get up there. Go to the goats, hit the heavies. But the spears, man, get the birds with the spears, and that'll be some pretty fast experience, right? Your pointy stick will go straight up. You'll have a gold-plated pointy stick. Dang, you guys. Now, there's only so many places boars will be in any area. 1. I'm gonna get rid of them before I can hit wilderness tester. Hey, it's better than a poke with a sharp stick. I think I get... Let's find another one. And we're going to wear out. Okay, you see how I time this stuff? I look at the characters I have, and I say, alright, I've seen the question on the shield. So we're going to be back on with Johann. Well, you were just on with Johann. Yep, that's the way it works. That's the way it works. Because I knew Johann was creeping up to shields. And sometimes I don't go out and just spend a few more minutes doing it, because it doesn't always take a few more minutes, I must admit. But I'd rather get it on upload. It's content. It's content, baby. Yeah, baby. It's content. But it is. It's here's the demonstration, right? Someone just asked, did all of you realize that the two-handed weapons don't give you any blocking experience whatsoever? I wasn't sure, and I didn't bother checking because I just kept on forgetting. But when I have the shield in my hand and when I have someone's question in my head, we're going to let these guys beat the heck out of me. Now what do I have? They're going to jump me while I'm doing this. Hold it. When I press the right button, jump me while I have the wrong button. It's a union thing. The union of the bull. 257. So it was only 30 something before. So I got like 20 something points because you saw 25 points for the boar, right? The other one, I got 2 boars. So this should close me out with just 2 hits. Hello? Yes, ladies. Come here. 1. Now you. So there with 23, I'll be able to get 46. No, come on. I'll be able to get 46 level up shields. But if it's a surprise to you that the 2-handed weapons, when you block, do not. Yep, 3'd over. So there you go. It's just the plain thing you get for the board, the 23. You don't need to hang around for any more hits. Hitting them any more with your spear doesn't give you any more experience. Just in case you haven't looked, whacking them with your sword more. No, go for the straight kills. The faster you kill them, the better the economy on the experience is. That's what it's telling me right here. If you see something different, go ahead. If you're a spreadsheeter, you're one of them spreadsheeters who knows how to spreadsheet. Go for it. Oh, I do too. God, I'm not going to do that. Really, man, I could do all the little things everybody else can do. I have done in the past, but maybe only had to do it once, twice, 10 times, maybe 3 times a year. Not like a job. Because I've always operated computers, and I needed computers to operate. And whatever I couldn't do, I needed to take down to some DeVry Institute graduate and do it. Well, okay. Pax Dei, you do not start the game and go out, and you go through the magic portal, and the big booby woman gives you this lore message about, how the king of France can't find his underpants, and the girls don't care because, they don't have underwear either. Whatever it is. All this lore, and then you go and you just sweep and clear. Waggy, 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 waggy. And then they give you a little bonus, and you call it a daily, or... No. Now, will Pax Dei survive if it doesn't become your typical everyday casino arcade game? Well, time will tell. I wonder what the Steam database says today. Before we go, let's do that. Because I don't even know if this stream plays, so I might as well do something I like to do. And that's pretty much what I do anyway, huh, Johan? Yeah, because I'm pretty sure of it. So, you. No one's shown up in chat or anything, so I'm not too worried about disturbing stuff. It still says that I have a minute 14 seconds. No, I'll start doing a backup copy after some maintenance to Cokemeal. So where are we here? Steam DB. It is Friday night. It is late Friday night. The database of everything on Steam. Oh, I wish I had a black background for that. So, most played games. Let's look at them quick. Pal World. Ooh, the Bongo Cat, of course. Look at that, baby. Of course, Counter-Strike, owned by Steam. You're right. And Dota, Defense of the Ancients 2. I played 1, and I'd have 2. I have 2. It's in my collection. I've never played it. Last 7 days. These little things. I don't know what any of these are. Popular releases. Halo, yay. I don't know how many dudes. I saw that. It came on my advertisements anyway. It's the water park simulator. Do they have wet t-shirts? I don't know. Sir, we have an orc problem. That sounds fun. Sounds like just a endless killer. Water park simulator again. Hot releases. I bet. What is that? There you go. You run around. Oh, is this like Game It Out is gonna do this? Oh, I see. I see. We have physics. There you go. And you probably will have a bathing suit edition too. Leafy Corner. Here's your comfort game, isn't it? Yeah, there you go. For all you people who just can't get enough out of Pax Day, you could make a Leafy Corner. There you go. And they'll probably have DLC. Suncraft, right? There's a crafting game. Okay, so let's check out Pax Day. I'm sorry about that. Hey, this is what I do. Popular today. People looking up those games. Arc Raiders. I played it once before everybody really got into it. And well, it became a game I wouldn't play. Just like Rust. The 7-day trial. Interesting. Interesting. 18 in demo. What? There's 18 people right now in demo on a Friday night. So this content cannot be shared. Oh, interesting. Right, different social media connections. I'll have to check that out. Instagram, isn't that for horny people? Anyway, I'd never do Instagram. Detected Technologies, anti-cheat, Unreal Engine, AMD, FSR, frame generation, all this stuff down here. Pretty cool, and you can look it up. They have shortcuts to it. That's pretty cool. I hadn't seen that. General mature content, you could actually get banned on YouTube from showing the blood. Oh, in fact, Google does call Pax Day's blood, graphic violence. That it's a real thing. They do. Just so you know, hold it. Do that again. Let's do the real one. Let's see what the supporting people are doing. So we have 584 in game. Isn't that great? So we have well, it is the 31st of July still here in Alaska, but of course it is August 1st in many other places, is it not? Hi, Athena. And Colorado, Billy is in, yeah, he's 2 hours ahead, so he's in the first right now. But Friday, July 31st, this might be New York. I don't know where Steam is. Is it East Coast? Anyway, well, UTC, GMT, Greenwich Marine Time, 11 o'clock. That's Athena there. Well, Greenwich is in England. And the Universal Time, C, at 10. And I can't remember how far we were off right there. But right now, it apparently is 2200 hours GMT and 0600 hours UTC. So hours ago, the peak was a respectable 11:16. This would not seem to be the best peak, but I'll tell you what, they're on vacation and they got massive glitches. So that's what you get. Ben Franklin used to talk about a lot of things that would have nothing to do with quotes in the Bible that he's falsely attributed. Well, we falsely attribute. Look at this back here. This was Sunday, 1334, right? Darn, Altari put that darn video out a little bit late because he looked right at this yesterday. This is just a week. He looked yesterday, which we're just not on, and I don't care. But it was 1100 when he looked. Was it 1120, something like that, Altari? But yeah, darn it if you'd done a Sunday show, which he's not. He's Pax Friday, damn it. But so it's just the way it is. But on Sunday, which I didn't do anything to note this either, 1334, which is 200 more. So anyway, we have that 16, but this is the 24-hour peak. I know, big deal. 584 right now. It's the downtime. We're on the downtime. You see, we're on the lowest time. Is it going as low? Is it going as low, though? See how low these are? People actually going back to work and being honest. Do we have a server bump? We had a server restart. I'm going to call that. So I look at a lot of these things. I know I'm just spending my time now. I don't really waste your time. But, we had a 31% rise in monthly players in July. And in the last 30 days, we have not shown, that's just July. This is for all of July, and this is the last day of July. And so we're going to see a wrap-up right here. And so you're going to be able to see a nice little measurement This is my month, man. It's a Leo's month. Y'all back off. Back off. The followers are still... Now, okay, I stopped following things. I put things on my wish list so I can keep track of them. It looks like your ratings are going up a bit, right? We can look up the chart for this too. I just don't care. Sign in to see reviews chart. Okay, never. I'm not signed into Steam. Embed Steam charts on your website. Interesting. I don't have a website. So anyway, we're 48 hours. Last 48 hours. There you go. We're rocking. The last 48 hours. So this is a slow time. Someone will come on and say, there's no one on. There's 594 people out there. Say hi in chat. Most of them are grinding until they time out, and then they back on and they grind again until they time out at the bench. Well, if that's what you're doing, it's what you're doing. Some people just want to run a market, man. Right. This is wonderful. You gotta plug in for the reviews. That's interesting. Okay. Good. Wonderful. Hey, let me see. See what? See more. See more butts. I do have it. Where am I? Where in the heck is my... Now we're going to look right here. And we're going to see that I'm live. So I'm glad to catch you. Hopefully some of you catch this later, because I'll tell you, when it doesn't show on Thursday, you're not going to look for it Friday. So I apologize for that. Apologies, what do they mean? I have nothing better to offer. I recorded it, and it's not there. I changed the title. Here's one with the second Saturday, right? With it only recorded 6 seconds, and I just left it there in case this ever happens again. Because that one actually showed the video with 6 seconds. And that was 2 hours with Garrett. It would have explained everything. It was the best bit in the world. No. So yeah, this is actually working. Very nice. We will see if it saves. I should just take an image of this. Let's do that. Let's take an image of it. The window. And that way I will have proof. Look, it was live right before I cut out. And we are going to get out of here. We have other things to do. I'm going to make glue. We're going to have to go. See, this is why we need horses, so we can make glue. Yeah. Oh, Johan, I should put a smile on your face. Yes. Pax Dei. You have no idea what it's like to be bored in a beautiful place like this. No, I'm never bored. I'm never bored. Make a YouTube channel. I can't get anything done doing a YouTube channel. Oh, I like that. The crown and the shield. You know, the other thing was kind of assuming. Maybe this is too. Maybe I will change it. The crown right in the middle. It doesn't quite fit on the shield as I was hoping. And, well, okay, you don't expect like high fashion, but in our, what is it? Our little thing that we wear, our clothing, with our symbol on the front. Kind of looks strange. Oh, it has been a long day. Well, happy birthday to anybody out there. And I'll say happy birthday to you tomorrow, because my birthday will be gone, but your birthdays go on. Happy birthday! Anybody watch Word Girl? Word Girl. Word up, it's Word Girl. It's a PBS, Public Broadcasting Station cartoon, and they got the birthday girl. It's her birthday, or she turns into a giant Hulk girl. It is funny. I watched it with the kids, you know. It's therapeutic. Cathartic, Athena. Cathartic. Not therapeutic, damn it. It's cathartic. Very, very different. There's a different... Never mind. May the Lord bless you. I thank you for tuning in to me. Your time is valuable. You can never get it back. So if I could just be entertaining, because I like talking to people, But if my entertaining can be informative, because I really hate small talk. I mean, I really hate it. All right, let's get out of here. Johan, we have things to do. And I promise I'm going to do them. Or I'll just go to bed. I ate so many cookies today. It was my birthday. Later, guys. Keep your sticks on the ice. I say to myself, and I say to myself, keep your sticks on the ice. And broadcast. See you tomorrow.